Hi, I'm Kamali, taking you through some of the things people are talking about and some of the stuff they're sharing around the world on NewsFeed today. The eyes and ears of the world on Turkey's president as he calls the death of the journalist Jamal Khashoggi pre-planned murder. Billions of dollars could be won in a crazy lottery draw in the United States, but who exactly is buying all the tickets? Why part of a peace deal signed 25 years ago between Jordan and Israel is under threat. And quiz question, where in the world do you find wombats? Well, it's their day, so it's time you found out. Now, top of our newsfeed, Erdogan. In a speech that was streamed and beamed around the globe, the Turkish president said that Jamal Khashoggi was murdered. And he said he wants those responsible sent back to Istanbul to face justice. And he says that King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, that he should send all 18 people he's arrested to be extradited. He also said this.
Above all, this murder may have been committed in the consulate building, which is considered as Saudi Arabia's territory, but it should not be forgotten that this place is in the borders of the Republic of Turkey. Also, both the Vienna Convention and international law wouldn't allow the investigation of such a brutal murder to be covered by diplomatic immunity's armor. As Turkey, we will follow this incident until the end. Whatever is required by our laws and by international laws, we will carry it out. In fact, I'd like to make a call from here today. My call is to first and foremost Saudi Arabia's King Salman and to the senior administration. Istanbul is where the incident took place. Therefore, my offer is for these 15 people plus 3 people, the 18 arrested, to be tried in Istanbul.
And while the president was talking, he became the top trend on Twitter. This is how some on the site saw it.
While many countries are afraid of admitting Saudi's guilt of assassinating Khashoggi, Turkey is still working on finding the truth and showing proofs to the world. Much respect, #Erdogan, #Turkey.
Erdogan's message appears to be this to Riyadh. We're not letting this go, so please do what is necessary. The subtext seems to be, we're not producing the smoking gun today, but you know that we know. And we're not promising silence. We're promising continued pressure on this.
Laying out the glaring holes in the Saudi narrative, Erdogan says he wants the Khashoggi murder suspects prosecuted in Turkey, not Saudi Arabia, which means they must be extradited.
Now, all this is happening as the Saudi Investment Conference is getting underway in Riyadh, but it got off to a bad start overnight. Their website was hacked and the homepage image replaced with this one. The text says, for the sake of the security of children worldwide, we urge all countries to put sanction on the Saudi regime. It also mentions Saudi Arabia's role in Yemen and says that Saudi and its ally, the US, must be held responsible for its barbaric and inhumane action. But the show must go on and will go on. And those who don't care about the Saudi state's role in the killing of Jamal Khashoggi are attending that investor conference, where no doubt billions of dollars of deals will be signed. But at the same time, billions of dollars of investment have been pulled out of the Saudi economy by the countries, companies and individuals who've decided they don't want to do business with the kingdom. And now for some completely different news that's making an impact today on social media. Now, 2 members of the British royal family have been touring around and they are now in Fiji. They're called Harry and Meghan, and millions of people are obsessed with their every breath for reasons I just can't understand. As you can see from this video, which is being shown and shared on traditional and social media, Harry was given a cup of kava to drink. The internet tells me that it's a traditional drink drunk by chiefs and spiritual leaders. Now, Harry's neither. In other news, don't forget, Meghan is pregnant. That's right, Meghan is pregnant. The comedian Amy Schumer has used social media to make a big announcement and to try and get people to vote. She first posted on Insta this photo of her and her husband with their faces badly photoshopped onto the bodies of Harry and Meghan. Then she asked her followers to follow the journalist Jessica Allen. And in Jessica Allen's Insta stories, at the very bottom of a post listing Democratic candidates for next month's midterms, there was this: "I'm pregnant, Amy Schumer." A huge lottery draw will be happening in the US later, and if you win, it will make you richer than the Commonwealth of Dominica in the Caribbean. Their gross domestic product was $562 million. This one draw will give the winner more than $1 billion, so richer than a country. Pretty good.
It's the biggest lottery prize in US history, $1.6 billion. And it's got wannabe billionaires queuing for their chance to win.
I feel confident. I mean, this place, there was a winner here not too long ago, and I think it's going to happen again real soon.
Buy an island someday, buy a boat someday. Everybody has big dreams for this lottery, and I just can't wait because I'd like to buy an island myself too, and buy a business also, you know what I mean?
And if I win, I'm opening up an animal sanctuary.
What else could you do with $1.6 billion? Well, you could buy 74 Bugatti hypercars, send 1,590 students to Harvard, you could take 2,149 friends to space, or eat 250 million Big Macs. Whoever wins the jackpot will be richer than Kylie Jenner, Beyonce, George Clooney, and Lionel Messi.
You're looking at the next billionaire, okay?
But don't get your hopes up. The odds of winning Mega Millions are 1 in 302.6 million.
Or you'd have to buy like hundreds of thousands or even millions of tickets before the odds get down to something reasonable. It's still a long shot unless you buy an awful lot of tickets. And even then, unless you're talking about buying thousands and thousands and thousands of tickets, the odds are still astronomical.
You have a higher chance of getting struck by lightning, getting killed by a shark, or becoming a movie star. So who exactly is buying tickets? Well, a Californian study found 40% of those who played the lottery were unemployed. In Maryland, the poorest 1/3 of its population buys 60% of all lottery tickets there. And in Michigan, people without a high school diploma spent 5 times more on the lottery than those with a college education. Maybe that's why Voltaire called the lottery a tax on stupidity.
Maybe stupid, but I still wish I could buy a ticket. Now, a passenger train derailed in Taiwan on Sunday and more than a dozen people were injured. 200 people were injured. Now, rail authorities there say that the train in question was going twice the safe speed. Now, some farmland on the border of Jordan and Israel will be reclaimed by Jordan after a declaration by the king. The land in Al Gumer and Al Bakura was leased as part of the 1994 peace treaty, but that is now under threat.
להיכנס איתה למשא ומתן על האפשרות של הערכה של ההסדר הקיים. אבל אין ספק, בראייה כוללת, שההסכם כולו הוא נכס חשוב ויקר לשתי המדינות.
Around the world now for some other stories you need to know this Tuesday. Now, the Museum of the Bible in Washington, D.C. says it'll stop displaying fragments of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Why? Because scientists have discovered they're fakes. They were sent for analysis to a German lab which determined they're not legitimate at all. The Dead Sea Scrolls were found in a cave on the western shore of the Dead Sea in 1947 and are meant to be ancient manuscripts from the Hebrew Bible. A letter bomb has been destroyed at the home of the billionaire philanthropist George Soros in upstate New York. A member of his staff found it in his mailbox. They called the bomb squad, and now the FBI is looking into who sent it. And the world has a new Tetris grand champion. This is the moment. A 16-year-old American called Joseph Saley won the competition. He beat a guy called Jonas Neubauer, who had won it 7 times in a row. Apparently, our new champ practices on an original Nintendo Entertainment System and a cathode ray tube television. Sometimes old school is the best school. Now, çiğ köfte is a delicious Turkish dish that we recommend you try at your nearest convenience. And if you get the chance, try and go to the annual çiğ köfte festival in Adıyaman, as TRT World did.
Synonymous with Adıyaman is a finger food called çiğ köfte. It literally means raw meatballs. It's basically this region's form of steak tartare. And what better time to come here than Adıyaman's first annual çiğ köfte festival. So legend has it that çiğ köfte was invented in this part of northwestern Mesopotamia during the time of the prophet Abraham. And during this time, Prophet Abraham had destroyed all of King Nimrod's idols and invited people to worship God instead. Enraged, King Nimrod decided to burn the prophet Abraham alive. So he collected all the firewood of this region, and there was no more firewood left to cook food with. So that's when one day a woman went, "However shall I feed my family?" So she creatively combined the venison that her husband hunted, some bulgur and spices, and thus the çiğ köfte was born. So there's a çiğ köfte competition underway right now. Everyone's got standard ingredients of bulgur, tomato paste, walnuts, pomegranate extract, garlic, onion, and 7 different herbs and spices. All the contestants have about 40 minutes to finish it. They're gonna be judged on color, taste, aroma, texture, and of course, presentation skills. So generally, çiğ köfte is served on a lettuce wedge and topped with lemon juice.
Making me very hungry. And in today's Animals Doing Stuff, we salute the wombat, a random little character native to Australia. Now, it's World Wombat Day, even though the little dudes are only found down under. And according to the Wombat Day Facebook page, the only way to celebrate is with a wombat-shaped cake, like this little fella's eating. Apparently that one is made of sweet potato. And you're meant to have chocolate and wine gums. So now you know. Happy Wombat Day. That's a nice wombat. And that's all from the NewsFeed team. Reach out to me with your questions, comments, complaints, and suggestions. I'm at Kamali Melbourne. You'll find us 24/7 on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. Follow, subscribe, and add. See you again tomorrow.